Jewish people on the internet, this has gone wonky. There we go. And how are you today? So it's been a while. I'm really sorry I haven't done any like good fun travel videos because I haven't been anywhere this year. But I'm still here in the US. Yeah, I've extended for another year, so I'm gonna be here for another year because of damn corona. So yeah, hopefully soon we should have some fun travel videos, I hope. I did go to Niagara Falls and I did film some, but it was like really bad, and then like I just didn't film much at all. But today I wanted to show a collection of all of my playbills that I have accumulated while living here. Some from Broadway con, some from I've bought online, and some from the Broadway shows that I've been to see. Really hoping Broadway still does open in June before I go home, or so I'm gonna be really sad because there's so many shows that I still want to see. So I guess I will start with the ones I have seen. Luckily I've put them all in order of what I've seen first. So first, the very first musical I ever saw was Mean Girls on Broadway. Great musical, just a lot of fun. I loved it. Would definitely recommend guys go and see it. Next up we have Lightning Thief. This one was a lot of fun to go and see too. Slightly annoyed it's been robbed of a few Tony Awards because this year they are doing the Tony Awards, and like if Corona wasn't a thing I wouldn't have expected this to be nominated. But the fact that there's only 4 original musicals that officially opened this year, Lightning Thief was one of them. It wasn't even nominated in any single category, and they even changed a whole category so this couldn't be included. They changed the whole original score category to like some strange type of music category, so this wouldn't win original score because this was the only original score that happened on Broadway. Yet they have Aaron Tveit as the only male best male actor in a leading role, because this wasn't nominated for anything. I mean, great for Aaron Tveit. I mean, he would have won it anyway because it's Aaron Tveit. But yeah, this was my first ever lottery ticket win, so I got to sit front row and centre for this, which was amazing. I have never sat front row and centre for anything, so this was amazing. The fact I got to sit there, like, it was wow. I love it. Next up we have Betrayal. This was my first ever play I went to go and see. Of course it has the lovely Tom Hiddleston in it. I got these tickets last minute from TKTS, which is like my favourite place to go and buy Broadway tickets for good prices last minute, and I sat 4 rows away from the front. I mean, they were over $100, but I was 4 rows away from the front, which would have been like just before the premium seating, and I got them for like, I think it was like $110 I got them for. I can't complain being 4 rows away from Tom Hiddleston. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. Next up we have Beetlejuice. This is my first show that I ever went to go and stage door at, which was a lot of fun. And I love stage dooring now, but obviously stage door probably won't be a thing anymore because of Corona. Which makes me very sad. But yeah, Beetlejuice was a lot of fun. Very sad that it's basically being kicked out of Broadway because of the Music Man, but these things happen. Next up we have Frozen. I also saw this the same day I went to go and see Beetlejuice, because I got Beetlejuice tickets. I saw them on the TKTS app for like really cheap, so I was like, man, I have to go, because they hardly ever come up on the TKTS app. And this was like back when Beetlejuice was starting to become a big thing. It was becoming like really popular because of like the sounds people use on TikTok. So it was getting really hard to get tickets to, so I'm glad I grabbed those up, because I never saw them on TKTS again, and then Corona happened, so I would have never been able to see this. But then I also won Frozen lottery tickets because someone didn't claim their lottery tickets, so obviously I was next in line. So I got Frozen tickets, and I loved Frozen. So much fun. I loved it. Next up we have Hadestown. Again, I won lottery tickets to go and see this. This was also by luck, because when my dad came to visit in December, I took full advantage of him coming to visit, and for the whole week he was here, I entered every single lottery ticket for every single day, and lo and behold, I won Hadestown, which was amazing. I mean, I dragged my dad to go and see it. He's not really a fan of musicals, but he really enjoyed Hadestown, because it's not like your typical like jazz hands, happy clappy tap dance musical. Like, it was great. I loved it. I also stood in like -10 Celsius to stage door this, but I do not regret a thing. Next up we have Tootsie. This makes me really sad, because originally when I went to TKTS, I asked for tickets to go and see Waitress. And me being dumb, I didn't check the tickets, and I went outside Waitress, and then I looked at the ticket. I was like, oh great, this isn't for Waitress, this is for Tootsie. And I knew nothing about Tootsie at the time, but now I hate it, and it's the worst musical ever, and it shouldn't have been on Broadway. I stage door it too. Now I kind of regret my life. Next. Again, we went to go and see The Lightning Thief, and I stage door it. This was on the closing matinee. I don't think they had a closing night performance, come to think of it, but this was my first ever rush tickets as well. I got up at like 7 AM and I got into New York City at like 9 AM, and I stood outside the theatre for like 3 hours, and it was really cold. It was like a few days after, it was the weekend after, what was it? New Year's happened. Yeah, it was really cold, but it was a lot of fun to be able to get my first ever rush tickets, because they were like $40, bargain. And I stage door it, and like the fact that it was a closing matinee, like the whole atmosphere and the whole vibe of the theatre was insane. Because The Lightning Thief is also kind of one of those musicals that got to Broadway because of the fans. Originally it was off Broadway and went on tour. It got to Broadway because of the fans. Like, if it wasn't because of the fans, it probably wouldn't have got onto Broadway. So there was a lot of die-hard fans, a lot of people dressed up as like the characters from The Lightning Thief. I haven't actually read the books of The Lightning Thief, so going into it, like the first time I saw it, like I didn't know much about it, but it was really fun. It's like a cute little musical. Yes. Next up, I went to go and see Mean Girls again. Ironically, I completely forgot that this was the time when, good old, if you're a musical theatre fan, what is his name? I can't even remember his name because he was awful. That's his name, Cameron Dallas. Cameron Dallas was in Mean Girls at this time. Thank the Lord though, Cameron Dallas wasn't on the matinee that I went to go and see him in. Because I'd heard audio clips of Cameron Dallas and he was really bad. They did one of those, the stunt casting. Is it stunt casting? Like, they celebrity cast someone because, like, obviously ticket sales aren't doing very good. Yeah, and they had Cameron Dallas, so... Anyway, next up we have Emojiland. This was my very first off-Broadway show, and it has so many Broadway icons in it. Like, if you know the whole Broadway world, especially watch Playbill.com vlogs, you will know Leslie Margarita. Leslie Margarita is a queen. She was literally a princess. Well, I was going to say she's literally a queen. She wasn't a queen in it. She's a princess in Emojiland. But there's so many like good Broadway people in this show, and it was so good. I loved it. It was so funny. Oh my god, I loved Emojiland. Next up we have Moulin Rouge. From like scrolling through like loads of ticket apps, because I was like, that day I was figuring out like what I was gonna do, I then saw they had the really cheap, I mean the cheap tickets for Moulin Rouge start at $99 because I'm like broke. And they're really bad seats, but I really didn't care, so guess who bought $99 the cheapest tickets to go and see Moulin Rouge? I did. And I didn't regret a thing because I got to see Aaron Tveit perform. I mean, he didn't stage door, which really broke my heart. But I got to see him, and I got to see him live, and it was like a dream come true from like, oh, if I could tell little 16, 17-year-old Haley that one day you're gonna go and see Aaron Tveit perform on Broadway, I would have not have believed me. I'd be like, nah mate, that's not gonna happen. First off, how did I get to America? Second of all, how did I go and see Aaron Tveit? He's not on Broadway at the moment, because at the time he wasn't on Broadway. Now he's on Broadway, and I got to go see him, and I was so happy, and yes. Anyway, next up I went to go and see Emojiland again. Sad times because this was the last musical that I went to go and see before the whole Broadway shut down, which was really sad. I remember I was at stage door with like one of my friends that I made like through Broadway communities and stuff, and we were like talking about like, oh, the first person has got coronavirus, and we were all like a little worried. We were like talking about it at stage door, being like, oh, it's like, it's a thing now, coronavirus. The first person that had been like, what is it called, diagnosed with coronavirus. We were like, oh great, and then this happens. So that's gonna be one to remember. But yeah, the stage door, literally everybody came out to sign it, besides from what is his name? Steele, no, I can't remember his name. And then I have my BroadwayCon guide from January. Probably BroadwayCon won't happen this year, which makes me really sad. Because again, that was like a dream of mine to always go to BroadwayCon, and then I went to BroadwayCon, yay! So yeah, now next up I will show you guys my collection of playbills that I've just like collected from BroadwayCon and like buying online. So first of all we have Come From Away, we have Anastasia, these are all like shows that I really want to go and see. Besides Come From Away, I've seen that back at home twice and I love it. Maybe go see it here. We got Book of Mormon, and some of these have like really iconic people in them. That's why I like either bought them or got them. We have Moulin Rouge. We've got another Beetlejuice one because I really like the design of this one. It's really cool. We have another Moulin Rouge one. We have Be More Chill. Got Dear Evan Hansen. This was an original cast one. This is an original Broadway cast one, so this is like my prized possession. We have Hamilton. I mean, I got it for like $1 because it was in like a dollar bin, so I was like, yeah sure, I'll have a Hamilton playbill just in case I never do go see Hamilton. Now that coronavirus has happened, I'm like determined to go and see Hamilton. We have School of Rock, another Book of Mormon with Pride playbill. This is also my prized possession. I paid $50 for this at BroadwayCon. It is an original Broadway cast of Newsies. If you know me, you know I love Newsies. I'm a die-hard Newsies fan. So I got a Newsies one. We have Something Rotten. We have Waitress with Jeremy Jordan in it. Oh, I think there's something wrong with like an original Broadway cast. And then I have this that I still need to put in. I got another Newsies one. But this one is with... Who is in it? Who is in it? Who is in it? Corey Cott. That's it. Corey Cott was in this one. And look, it's a little Luca. If you watch You on Netflix, you will know this little guy. He plays oh, it begins with a P, but I can't remember his name. Like the little kid in You. That's him. He was in Newsies. So I knew him before he was famous. But yeah, I still need to put that in my little... I got like this little binder. They have like official Playbill ones, but they're like $60. I'm like, I don't want to pay $60, and I got these for like $12 for two. So I thought, okay. And a whole load of these like protector things. So I was like, I didn't actually think of how I'm going to get all of these Playbills home when I go back home to England. And I also do not want to send them via mail because they're my prized possessions and I don't want them to get lost in the post like lots of my other things have. But yes, that is my collection of all my Playbills. Hopefully Broadway opens back up in June so I can go and see all the shows that I want to see before I go home. Man, there's so many I want to see before I go home. I mean, I'm going to try my best to save the ones that are currently on the West End, because I know Six has come to Broadway. I'll probably just leave that till I go back home and go watch it on the West End, because I want to see the ones currently that are just on Broadway. That aren't back home on the West End, because I can easily just hop on a bus and go to London. It takes me 2 hours and it's super cheap on the bus to London. Train's expensive, and then just get cheap tickets in London, because the London tickets on the West End are so much cheaper than Broadway. Like, I have no idea why they're cheaper, but they're so much cheaper. Like, I can go to the theatre for like £20 in London. £20 is cheap. Here it starts at like $50. Like, hey, I don't want to pay $50. What? So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. If anyone has any recommendations of musicals or plays I should go and see, hopefully, fingers crossed, when Broadway reopens in June. It was supposed to open in January, but then they were like, oh no. Oh man, what are they going to do about the Tony Awards next year? They just ruined my Tony Award dream. I had this whole plan that I was going to go and stand outside Radio City on Tony Award Sunday just to be within like the Tony Award atmosphere. They've ruined my Tony dreams. God damn you, coronavirus. God damn you. Hopefully they have Broadway Flea Market next year too. I really wanted to go to that this year, but then that got put on, they put Broadway Flea Market online. But I just wanted to be in like the Broadway Flea Market atmosphere, so hopefully they do it before I go home next year. Please! Yeah. Bye guys!